Notice this. Every human resists like hell when their identity feels under attack. Identity is survival. It's the skin of the psyche. You threaten it. You trigger the amygdala like a fire alarm. Boom, the reticular activating system starts scanning every word that you say for signs of manipulation. You could be offering them water in the desert, but if they feel threatened, they'll spit it in your face. So what the fuck do? You stop pushing. You stop trying to break down the door. Because here is the real reframe. Resistance isn't a wall, it's a doorway. And every no is just a yes in disguise, waiting for someone to mirror it. It's like this. Yell at a flower to bloom faster. It won't. You can scream, beg, demand, argue, but the seed doesn't give a shit about your timeline. What makes it bloom? Sunlight, water, rich soil, patience. You don't pull the sprout upward. You make the ground irresistible for growth. That's persuasion, that's leadership, that's love, without the hallmark card. Autonomy is oxygen. Deny it and people suffocate. Restore it and they'll breathe with you. The nervous system flags control as danger. Show unconditional support, mirror values, and the amygdala shuts the hell up. The prefrontal cortex comes back online. Suddenly, curiosity replaces defense. The game isn't winning arguments. It's making people feel free while choosing what you hope they'd choose anyway. Try dragging a mule by force. It plants its feet. Walk beside it and suddenly it follows like your partner's. A warrior tries to dam the river with his sword. Impossible. The wise one steps in, flows with it, guides it where it's already moving. Resistance is energy. Push against it. You exhaust yourself. Redirect it. The opponent collapses by their own momentum. So why does this work? Neuroscience is clear. When people feel their freedom threatened, the brain activates psychological reactants. It's a built-in fuck you circuit. But validate their autonomy. Ask questions instead of telling. Reflect instead of pushing. And their dopamine reward system lights up. Suddenly, persuasion isn't you versus them. It's them versus their own limiting beliefs. So how do you already do this? When you let a child pick between two vegetables, you're pacing autonomy. They feel in control, and they eat the broccoli. When you listen to a friend vent, instead of fixing their problem, you mirror their identity, and then, out of nowhere, they come up with their own solution. When you stop arguing politics at the dinner table and ask, why does that matter to you? Suddenly, the conversation softens. What happens if you don't do this? You become the preacher, yelling into the void, ignored, mocked, resented. You trigger rebellion in every relationship. Lovers resist. Kids push back. Employees sabotage. You waste years thinking people are stubborn, when really, you're just hammering on the wrong side of a locked door. What happens if you do? People open up like vaults. Because they finally feel safe. You become the one others confide in. Follow trust. Not because you forced, but because you mirrored. Influence stops being manipulation. It becomes collaboration. Next time someone says no, here it is. Tell me you see me. Stop convincing. Start asking. Why might you? What's important about that? Validate before you lead. Pace before you shift. Mirror before you plant. Remember, your job isn't to shove the seedling upward. It's to enrich the soil. Ignore this and you'll spend your life exhausting yourself against walls that only exist because you created them. Practice this and every resistance becomes a doorway. Every fuck no becomes a whispered yes. Identity is the lock. Autonomy is the key. Resistance is not the enemy. It's the goddamn invitation. The moment you stop fighting people's defences and start feeding their roots, you stop being a manipulator and start being a gardener of human potential. And the irony, the fastest way to change someone's mind is to stop trying. The moment they feel free, they choose your way themselves. Breathe that in. Notice how you've already done it. Now imagine doing it everywhere, effortlessly, consciously and unconsciously. That becomes your new default identity. Not the pusher, not the preacher, but the soil maker. Because the truth, the seed already knows how to grow. It just needs you to stop fucking it up.